Coming to you live from the KDWN studios on South Durango, it's Live Las Vegas, hosted by the voice of the Las Vegas Wranglers, Dave Carney, and R&B recording artist Al B. Shore. Want to talk to Dave and Al? Call in at 257-5396. That's 257-5396. It's live, it's local, it's Las Vegas. Here are your hosts, Dave and Al.
And welcome to Live Las Vegas here on News Talk 720 KDWN. I'm Dave Carney, joined by my co-host from Pawn Talk Live, none other than Mr. Michael Mack, filling in for Al B. Shore, who's going to be joining us, Michael, at 1:45 today in our Entertainment Uncovered section. A lot of great stuff to talk about this afternoon. How are you?
I'll tell you, we got a great show, back-to-back, 2 hours of power.
Man.
I'm excited. What a beautiful day in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's going to be a packed show here on Live in Las Vegas. If you want to get online with us, you're going to have to do so in the first segment here. The number to reach us, 257-5396, 257-KDWN. Coming up at 1:15, Michael, we have got Ashton Allen, the music coordinator for the Downtown Project, is going to be joining us here on the program. And then at 1:30, we are going to have the star of NBC's newest Sunday show, American Dream Builder, Nate Berkus, will be joining us. Now, I know Nate is a good friend of yours, a good friend of the Max Pawn Superstore. Tell us, really quickly how you and Nate met.
Well, I met Nate through his mom, Nancy. She lives here in Las Vegas, and Nate frequents Las Vegas for Thanksgiving and other holidays. And this guy's the most sincere, good guy. Of course, he became famous with Oprah, was her interior decorator, and now he's become one of the biggest interior decorators in the world. And how awesome to have a show Sunday night, 5 p.m. Pacific.
That's right.
I think that's 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes, it is.
And I'm looking forward to seeing it.
And I think it may actually air out here at 8 p.m. as well. So we'll have to check our local listings. But definitely it's going to be an awesome chat with Nate Berkus, star of, again, American Dream Builder, this Sunday night on NBC. But, Michael, right now, let's jump into some live news.
Now, for an all-new look at stories from around the world and around the town, here's Al and Dave with the live news.
All right, Mike, we're gonna start off today with the story that is making national and local headlines. The review called Thunder from Down Under at the Excalibur. You see their billboards all over town. I'm sure everybody does and thinks I look exactly like them when I go to sleep. They actually took matters to their own hands the other night when they were being robbed by a 24-year-old man. And really, Michael, they beat the crap out of this guy. Have you seen the pictures of the alleged defendant in this case here and what he looks like now?
Well, I saw the post picture. I didn't see how good looking he was before, but what a fool. I mean, it's one thing to go in and steal something from, maybe some showgirls
right,
or, some ballet dancers, but Thunder Down Under, I mean, these guys are big beefcakes.
And I think some people have the misconception just because these guys are dancers or something or entertainers that they're not 6'2" men weighing 215 pounds. And this guy, being, of course, the brainiac that he is, his name is Joey Cadmiri, a 24-year-old man here from Las Vegas. He actually did the even smarter thing today, Michael, and skipped his court appearance. So now he's going to be in a little bit more trouble next week.
And he's got some bronze boys after him.
Oh, yes, he does. And looking at this guy's face here, and for those of you that haven't seen this picture, haven't seen this story yet online, easily found on LVRJ or LasVegasSun.com, and you get a really good look at his mug, which is bruised, battered, and beaten. And just real quick, want to throw out the phone number here, 257-5396, 257-KDWN. If you never thought a Thunder from Down Under performer could take care of business and knock somebody the blank out, I want to hear it right here on Live Las Vegas, 257-5396. But unbelievable stuff, Michael. I mean, who would have thought, right?
I'll tell you what, if I'm going to rob someone, I'm going to definitely rob someone that it's not going to be a big boy that can chase me down and beat the pulp out of me.
Absolutely. It's the same thing with, your cell phone, right? Never have somebody borrow your cell phone, take a picture of your cell phone that you cannot outrun. Because if you cannot chase them down, they might have just walked away with your cell phone. All right, another interesting news topic here in the Las Vegas Valley. Carolyn Goodman and the Las Vegas City Council says, okay, Michael, to medical marijuana facilities. Jumpstarting its previously lauded approach to providing medical marijuana to patients, the Las Vegas City Council on Wednesday voted 5-2 to allow the facilities within city limits. Now, Michael, you're a former councilman here in Las Vegas. Your thoughts on this?
Well, I think that, it's a referendum that the state had approved years and years ago. and it's been passed by a 2-1 margin at state level. So the people have spoke out that they want medical marijuana sold here in Nevada for the use of patients that need it. Now, Dave, the reality is a lot of recreational users get these cards and smoke weed, and I mean I think that what irks a lot of people.
Sure,
but those people that really need it should be served, and I think that's really the point that should be taken. And the city council, I think, voted in the right way. Clark County already passed it. They, I guess, firmly approved it this week as well. So it was going to be sold in Clark County. Why should the city be at a disadvantage?
That's right.
And why should the city taxpayers be getting the advantage of all those tax dollars as well?
Absolutely. And you bring up a great point. The more that we get into Colorado's experiment here, and already we're seeing, taxable results from January, $2 million to the state. California is considering right now up to $1.5 billion in revenue left on the table from not moving forward legislation. We are indeed in time for this. 1998 was when we first passed this legislation. So glad everybody's starting to get on board, and let's make this money. I mean, we've been in a long recession. Let's help get out of it. Be creative.
And I know that, the city council and the county commission both looked at, zoning ordinances where they made sense if they were too close to schools, but they really should be treated as any other medical facility or a pharmacy
or Walgreens
or a Walgreens or a liquor store.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like from some other stuff that I had read here, too much to go into, that's where a lot of these are going to be placed in the same shopping centers around a lot of Walgreens, around a lot of drugstores. But right now, Michael, there's some other things going on here in town. Madness is enveloping us. Let's jump in to the Sports Carnival.
Covering the sports stories that come from everywhere. It's time for Kearney's Sports Carnival with Al and Dave.
All right, here we are, the Kearney Sports Carnival with Mike and Dave today. And Michael, we are talking bracket busters. Anybody that thought they were going to win $1 billion off of affable billionaire Warren Buffett might have another thing coming.
Well, I'll tell you, I heard an interesting fact right after the Ohio State upset yesterday by Dayton in a 1-point victory.
Well, Dayton actually beat Duke today. Ohio State lost yesterday to somebody else. They lost.
I thought they lost to Dayton.
No, Dayton beat Duke today.
Wow. No.
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. I'm not going to doubt you. But anyways, Ohio State lost yesterday by 1 point. 80% of the people who were on the $1 billion
had Ohio State, yes,
are out. The second game was a game North Dakota State and Oklahoma.
That's right.
90% were out. And then there's another game last night.
Well, Harvard and Cincinnati. That was going to be the other one.
It was like 96% were out.
Yes.
Now, so everyone that put in those brackets. Now, of course, I was one of the losers on every one of those. And you helped me,
I did help you. Absolutely. I did help you. And, this is the thing. You look at some of these, and we talked about the Dayton-Duke game, and looking at this, and I'm thinking, there is no way that Duke and Jabari Parker aren't going to be able to come out of this and really make a push here, because he just looked like such a poised freshman basketball player. But for the second time in 3 years, Coach K and the Duke Blue Devils are bounced in the first round. Also, the real interesting thing here is you looked at that Oklahoma game. That was our former Rebels coach, Lon Kruger, who put together a team that is really atypical to Lon Kruger's coaching style. He was always known for being a stalwart on defense. That Oklahoma team could score and score with the best of them. But again, being usurped, and we talked about that as well, it was just really, really surprising stuff.
All right, so I am going to trump you for the first time in the history of sports. Dayton beat Ohio State 60-59, and Mercer.
I'm sorry, Michael.
Duke.
You know what? I totally put my notes in here wrong. Good call.
This is the first time I'm going to walk around here like a proud papa. Because this is the first time in sports history between you and I that I've ever trumped you.
And you're totally right on here. My sloppy note taking in Las Vegas, I have to apologize. Michael Mack, good call there. And the state of Ohio just winning overall, right? We've got Dayton and Ohio there. So we're going to step aside, though, Michael. It looks like it's our first look at traffic here on Live in Las Vegas. And when we come back, we're going to be getting online with Ashton Allen from the Downtown Project. Stay with us here on News Talk 720 KDWN.
It's 1:14 in the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center. This report brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Farmers Insurance believes the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. To find your local agent and get smarter about your insurance, call 888-96-FARMERS. That's 888-96-FARMERS. Couple of accidents on the freeways right now. Westbound 215, that's west of 5th. Look out for some excessive debris there. North 95, that's at Auto Show. It's actually in the middle traffic lane. Approach with caution there. Swinton at Tropicana and Spring Mountain at Jones. For the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Jim Dallas on News Talk 720 KDWN.
You hear a lot of talk about gold these days. What, with the stock market and more upheaval than tumbleweeds in a tornado? The world-famous Max Pawn is your gold spot in Las Vegas. Don't just send your gold into some random TV guy for pennies on the dollars. Go where you can see what your gold is really worth and get guaranteed market rate for your gold, silver, diamonds, and more. Come visit the world-famous Max Pawn in Las Vegas at the northeast corner of Sahara and Jones or online at maxpawnlv.com.
Southern Nevada moves miles. Come on, Southern Nevada, making your miles better.
How would you like to have a little fun, get a little healthier, and have the chance to win a brand new Beezer home? It's simple. Join Anthem Blue Cross and Weight Watchers Southern Nevada Moves Miles and track your activity. Whether it's walking, jogging, bicycling, just moving around counts. Pick up your free pedometer at any Beezer model home location and log on to southernnevadamovesmiles.com for your chance to win a new Beezer home. Check it out at southernnevadamovesmiles.com.
Spring is here and the lake is calling. Stop by Dry Dock Boat Sales and check out the Yamaha Best of Show deals and be jetting down to the lake in your new Yamaha jet boat. Fast, fun, and safe, the Yamaha jet boat will get you on the water for as low as 2.99% APR with low payments. Don't miss the Yamaha Best of Show boat specials this weekend at Dry Dock Boat Sales on Boulder Highway, just south of Desert End Road. Call 702-451-2992. That's 451-2992. Or visit boatinglakemead.com. Some restrictions apply.
Now back to Live Las Vegas with Dave Carney and Al B. Shore on News Talk 720 KDWN.
And welcome back to Live Las Vegas here on News Talk 720 KDWN. Dave Carney joined by the owner of the world-famous Max Pawn and my co-host for 367 radio shows per day, Michael Mack. Michael, great to be with you. And we're looking at the Sports Carnival on the other side of this break, and there's obviously one big story that we didn't cover we have to hit. The Las Vegas Wranglers, Michael, who were not looking, terribly impressive for most of the early parts of this season, have really come alive in their last 8 games, winning 4 of 8. And for this team, which has had, like I said, its series of struggles this season. Really, really good to see. We're heading into the Kelly Cup playoff time, and there are some games this weekend that I want to let the folks here listening to Live Las Vegas know about. We've got a game coming up tomorrow night, guys, against the Colorado Eagles. Puck drops at 7:05 p.m., and then on Sunday, we're playing the Bakersfield Condors. That game starts at 2:05 p.m. Now, the fun thing about the Sunday game, Michael, is this is the annual St. Baldrick's Day game. Obviously, you're a very big, very big philanthropist here in Las Vegas. You're very familiar with the St. Baldrick's organization.
Don't look at me, Dave. I need this hair to come off.
I'm not even going to ask you.
Okay,
I want to tell.
I know you'll do it. I know you'll skin up for this, but don't make me cut my hair off.
A lot easier for me than it is for you to do that. But St. Baldrick's, great organization. What St. Baldrick's does, if you're not familiar with the organization or their cause, they're committed to curing childhood cancer in all of its forms. Terrible, terrible stuff, and we all really feel for the kids. And let me just tell you, there's a guy on the team, Matt Langseth. He's actually the director of sales and does the off-ice interviews in between games, has raised over $6,600 for his hair.
And God bless him. And I'll tell you what, so this hair that is clipped goes to those patients. They put their hair together for those patients that lose hair and replace an artificially replaced hair. So what a great cause. People should get out and support our Wranglers, our local team. We talk about having a professional sports team, and everyone complains that we don't have one, but then when it comes time to support one, we have one great team here, the Wranglers. Get out and support them this weekend. We're in the playoffs, and hopefully we'll see them downtown next year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, and perfect little segue here into our interview with Ashton Allen, who is the music coordinator of the Downtown Project. Ashton, let me just start off and ask you, what are your thoughts about the Las Vegas Wranglers moving to the 5th floor of the Plaza?
I think it's amazing. I think it's an incredible win for downtown, and it's an exciting time. I can't wait to see it happen.
Yeah, me neither, man. It's going to be a blast.
Well, Ashton, it's great to have you on. We want to introduce you and Downtown Projects to the city of Las Vegas and our listeners on Live in Las Vegas. Tell listeners a little bit about you and how the music process is moving along in the downtown project.
Sure. So I mean, we're pretty busy downtown. We're activating a lot of new live stages all the time. The downtown container park being one of those. There's no place like it in the world, really. It's just an incredible space, and we're able to feature live music there. Starting to do ticketed shows there. We have the Bunkhouse Saloon, which is under renovations and will be opening this summer, which will be an incredible dedicated music space for touring and local artists. It's great. And, one of the big goals is really to create a collaborative environment in the physical landscape of the downtown area for where musicians can come together and really drive their craft and their careers.
Well, I'll tell you, Ashton, I was down this fall to enjoy Life is Beautiful, and I'll tell you, for the first run, you guys ran a 2-day concert series with food and speakers and artwork and probably the best music I've ever heard, and we should be proud of Las Vegas, what you guys have done, and I'm sure big things in store for next year.
Well, I tell you, the team that's, Rayhan and his team that do Life is Beautiful and Downtown Project is, grateful to be a part of that partnership. But, full credit goes to Rayhan Chaudhry and his team for putting on an incredible event. I think we ended up with 60,000 people at the end of it all, and, no big fires to put out, which is always a good thing for a first-year festival. And, I've got wind of some exciting stuff that's going on for it's going to ramp up this year and just going to be an absolutely incredible event.
So we hear Sheryl Crow is going to be playing at the Container Park. Let's hear about that.
Yeah, we're thrilled. It's April 4th. It starts at 6 p.m. The proceeds from that event are going to raise money for Feed the Children and Opportunity Village. And we've partnered with First Friday Foundation on that. They've really come to the table and done a lot of great work to get this event up off the ground. This is also in a close partnership with Warner Music Nashville, and they were awesome. They came and checked out downtown, and we walked around, and they just saw how special this project and everything that's going on downtown, how exciting the environment was, and we struck up a conversation. They were like, "Let's do something together. Let's put an event together. Let's do something fun." And Cheryl and her team have just been great to really want to get involved and see the opportunity there to do something in like a really unique and authentic environment.
Absolutely. We're on with Ashton Allen here, music coordinator from the Downtown Project on Live Las Vegas. You're listening to News Talk 720 KDWN. And Ashton, we're talking about the Container Park and this amazing concert with Sheryl Crow, which first of all is, obviously a pinnacle, and a feather in the cap here for the Downtown Project. But can you give us a little insight on how the Container Park really came into being? For folks that aren't aware how the Container Park and all of its uniqueness really came into being, you shed a little insight on that.
Sure. I mean, if you ask me personally, I think it has a lot to do with Tony himself and his his personality and wanting to do something that reflects the culture of that really gets him excited. And I think it's it shows a mix between sustainability and it touches on all the different cultures, like forward thinking and unique, and there's nothing else like this in the world. And I think that's part of what. It's almost a microcosm of the project as a whole, which is, a lot of those things are our focus, and the connectedness it creates between a lot of local businesses that have a chance to really feature their startup businesses in this space where, all the tenants in the Container Park, they're all friends, they're all colleagues, they're all working together for a common goal, and the community space in the middle for the kids. That place, they're putting so many thousands of people through there on the weekends. It's crazy, and from my window, I was able to see this thing, become erected in a matter of months, and it's just really transformed that space.
Well, I'll tell you what, the City of Las Vegas, City Council, the mayor should be quite proud of what you guys have achieved, and if I was I'm a former city councilman, as you know, Ashton, I'd be a jockey riding you and be your biggest fan and advocate, helping you guys get through the processes with the city. But for those listeners out there, if they want to go to Sheryl Crow, is it open to the public, and is there tickets available?
Yes, so there's still tickets available. They're going fast. They're available at eventbrite.com. You just type in Sheryl Crow, it'll be the first thing that comes up, I think. General admission, $39. This is literally a VIP experience for general admission. There are only 1,000 tickets available for this event, and the proximity to the stage is just going to create such an incredible opportunity to check her out live. There are also VIP tickets, I think a few left, but they're closing out, I would guess, by the end of the day, if there are any left. And those are at $79. I think they include valet parking, a reserved seat, and you may be getting a cocktail with that as well.
Wow. Well, I got to tell you, Ashton, and I'm going to go ahead and play a little home team favorite here because I live in downtown Las Vegas, very very near to the Container Park, and it has become the place where we go on the weekends with the kids. You can't really take in a lot of animals, but you can bring in the kids and really that's the other part of this that I'm very curious about here with the downtown project. Obviously, not being a charity, so to speak, but looking to kind of help businesses, help community. How has there been such a fantastic focus on families while you guys are still, developing these business portals? I mean, you're making this a place where families can live again, almost like it was, 50 years ago.
Sure. I mean, that's a big part of the goal. You don't, as someone newer to Las Vegas, it's you're here, and it doesn't take very long to kind of realize that this doesn't seem like a very safe or maybe a great fit for raising a family in this particular area. But you see a place like Container Park, and you have someone like Brenna on our team who's really heading up like families and kids and how to incorporate that, and spending her days like being passionate about ways to include that with events at the Learning Village, which is right next door to Container Park, and special events. Like I think the other day they had like a princess party birthday celebration for a girl at Container Park. The place looked like it turned into Disney World. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Balloon animals are awesome there too, by the way. Let me just tell you, parents, for a small donation, you can get a 7-foot spider riding your kid's back. It is seriously awesome.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Well, Ashton, I know Container Park is one of your premier venues, but you guys have other venues downtown that you feature music as well. And I know the Gold Spike has become a real favorite for a lot of locals, but they have live music as well, right?
They do, yeah. It's been open, coming around on a year pretty soon. And, the incredible thing about Gold Spike, in my opinion, is that they have never done one bit of advertising for this place with regards to, the marketing efforts. They've really let it become a sense of discovery for the people there. And I think that's paid off incredibly. And people, when I hear about, friends of mine who live in the suburbs and who come downtown, and they're driving down here to go to the Gold Spike. We have DJs inside Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, operating out of the old security booth in there. And for those of you who don't know, Gold Spike has been a casino downtown for I think the past 37 years. When Downtown Projects acquired that, we transformed that space into an adult hangout that's got Wi-Fi, flat screens, no gaming, no smoking, DJ music inside, live music out on the back porch in front of an Airstream. It's a real fun, eclectic environment with games and a great place to connect with friends.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys should be proud. I know Michael and the gang, your whole team down there. I can feel the energy when I go down. Dave and I were fortunate. We had our Max Pond Christmas party downtown at La Comida this winter, and then after we went over to the Gold Spike, and we played big, big
bag toss, absolutely,
big kid games, and had big, kid fun. And now is the Gold Spike, is that open for families and children during the day, so you could go in there and play those games during the day?
That's a good question. I think I want to say it's an adult space for the most part. There might be some limited access during the day, but because it's predominantly a bar environment, I believe it's not kid-friendly during the day. They may have some exceptions to that depending on the hours.
Right. I think I saw somewhere that they had some hours where you can bring families in because you have a great restaurant there as well, and
right,
and the outdoor venues. So I think everyone should enjoy that.
Yeah, well, at least just go ahead and get a fake ID. Don't tell them you heard it here on Live in Las Vegas. Now, Ashton, I want to touch back on a place you mentioned here at the top of the segment, and again, we're talking with Ashton Allen here, music coordinator of the Downtown Project. Allen, we've got Ashton. Excuse me, we've got about a minute left before we've got to take our break here. But the Bunkhouse Saloon, a lot of folks here in Las Vegas. We're not necessarily disappointed when it got taken over by Downtown Project, but we're nervous about how the Downtown Project would feel about that iconic space. Now, can you shed any light on what some of the renovations are going to be like and how true to the original Bunkhouse we may see the new one?
Of course. I think that, as a musician myself, the most I can empathize with that situation is to say, I understand that there's no way the bunkhouse saloon will be what it was. There are changes, there are things, even by code and transfer of ownership, that have to happen. But I believe that the Downtown Project as a team and the team working on this, which has been an incredible one, is focused on preserving the character of that space. We're focused on music, serving music first. So the things the improvements are focused on sound, sightlines, a better stage, an experience that's going to allow the bands that play there to feel like the band they want to be, and focused on the fan experience as well. So our hope is that in the long run, the community will come to embrace this space and have also fond memories of the space it was prior.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ashton, it's been fantastic having you on here. Ashton Allen, Music Coordinator, Downtown Project. Love to have you back on the show again, Ashton. Great talking with you. We're going to step aside, take our second look at traffic here on Live in Las Vegas. We'll be back on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Awesome.
More live, more local. The dawn of today's talk radio. News Talk 720 KDWN, Las Vegas, where locals come to talk.
Agent who fatally shot a Chechen man in Orlando during questioning about a suspect in the Boston Marathon bombing will not face charges. According to AP correspondent Eric Tucker,
we have learned that Florida state prosecutors, the Office of Prosecutor Jeff Ashton, has cleared the FBI agent who was involved in the shooting of a friend of the Boston Marathon bomber. He's cleared that agent of any criminal wrongdoing, and that report officially will be released on Tuesday. And the Justice Department is going to issue at some point soon a separate report that we're told will reach the same conclusion, namely clearing the agent.
The victim, Ibrahim Todashev, a 27-year-old mixed martial arts fighter, was killed last May while FBI agents and Massachusetts state troopers questioned him about his friendship with suspected Boston Marathon bomber Tamerlan Tsarnaev. AP Update. I'm Ross Simpson.
The news brought to you by Farmers Insurance. At Farmers Insurance, they believe the more you know, the better you can plan. Find your local agent at farmers.com or call 888-96-FARMERS. Brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
It's 1:32 on the Kid on Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center. One new incident on the freeways right now. It's on the Beltway, 215 eastbound. That's west of Durango. Also crashed at Swenson and Tropicana, Montebello at Sandhill. Tonight downtown, there's a Life Cube burning event. Fremont Street in Ogden will close between 8th and 11th. 9th and 10th Streets will close between Stewart and Carson. Stewart, Carson, 8th and 11th Streets will remain open. The closure hours are from 4 p.m. until 3 a.m. tomorrow. For the Kid on Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Jim Dallas on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Coming Saturday, April 26th, 11 to midnight, the premiere of The Mob Chronicles, Part 1, The Assassination of JFK.
Hey, don't make me tell you this again.
Join us April 26th, 11 p.m. to midnight, right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Hey, this is Rabbi Yitzwine of Young Israel Aish of Las Vegas. Please join me on The Rabbi Show every Sunday morning as we explore how you can expand joy and gratitude in your life to make every day a more fulfilling experience. Sunday mornings at 9 on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Hey Las Vegas, it's Al B. Shore and the voice of the Las Vegas Wranglers, Dave Carney. Join us for the best that Las Vegas has to offer: entertainment, sports, dining, and nightlife, live in Las Vegas. Tune in every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. on News Talk 720 KDWN.
If you're looking to lower your mortgage payments and been turned down elsewhere, you need to listen to Mortgage Makeovers with Ken Michaels this Sunday from 6 to 7 a.m. Mortgage Makeovers with Ken Michaels here on News Talk 720 KDWN.
If you're a conservative American over 50, then please listen to this important message. Hi friends, Fran Tarkenton here. Let me tell you about an organization fighting to protect our country from the destructive liberal policies threatening our great nation. AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, with over 1 million members and growing, serves as a strong conservative alternative to the left-leaning AARP. Over the years, I'd become increasingly distrustful of the AARP and its liberal agenda, but their support for Obamacare was the last straw. As a football player, I understood that in order to win, you have to keep fighting. Well, AMAC not only shares my conservative beliefs, but they also share that same willingness to fight to protect those beliefs for generations to come. You deserve better than AARP. AMAC is better. Better for you. Better for America.
Join AMAC today to receive exclusive benefits and discounts. Call 888-950-AMAC or go to teamamac.us to become a member. Call 888-950-AMAC or go to teamamac.us.
Now back to Live Las Vegas with Dave Carney and Al B. Shore on News Talk 720 KDWN.
And welcome back to Live Las Vegas here on News Talk 720 KDWN. I'm Dave Carney, joined by Michael Mack. And we've been having a great show here in Live Las Vegas, Michael, talking to Ashton Allen, the music coordinator of the Downtown Project. And, of course, the Downtown Project encompasses so much with downtown. It's not just, as Ashton mentioned, it's not just the Container Park or the Gold Spike. It really encompasses so much with downtown. I'd like to invite all of our listeners to go to their website as well, downtownproject.com. Check out all the amazing stuff that they're doing. And like we were talking about, Michael, there's stuff for families, there's stuff for singles, there is speaking seminars, there is reading seminars, there are things to help you grow as a business person, and then there, of course, is just all the entertainment stuff that happens downtown. But fantastic having Ashton on, and we're going to have a whole bunch more folks, I think, from the Downtown Project joining us here over the next couple of weeks.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a ton of fun. And joining us right now, we promoted it at the top of the show, and he is online with us. This is the star of NBC's new Sunday night program, American Dream Builder. You also may know him from Target or the Oprah Winfrey Show. Nate Berkus. Nate, thanks so much for joining us today on Live Las Vegas. How are you, bud?
I'm great. How you doing?
Well, we're fantastic.
We're really excited about Big Sunday night. So tell
am I.
So tell us how are you doing, Nate? And Nate is also a friend, and I'm a friend of his mom and sisters. It's exciting for me to be your friend and to promote you as much as I love promoting you. And to tell the listeners a little bit about the show, as well as one question Dave and I have jointly. Is it going to be played at 8 p.m. Pacific time as well, or is it 5 p.m.?
Yes, it's 8 p.m. this Sunday night is our premiere episode, 8 p.m. Pacific and East Coast. But Vegas will be 8 o'clock, and it's really great. It's a design competition show, the most ambitious design competition show that's ever been done on TV before. Every week we take 12 designers and home builders who I hand-selected from around the country, and they're competing to be the next American Dream Builder. To figure out who wins, every week we ask them to completely gut renovate 2 homes from the wall studs up. They do the insides, the outsides, the facades of the homes, every single room. The audience will really, I'm sure, pick designers whose style they relate to, because each one of them has a completely different style. But we took 12 people who are very established. They've got great reputations that they're trying to protect. We cast based on design talent, not on whether they had tattoos or purple hair or thought they'd be a great character. But we ended up getting 12 amazing characters, because I guess that's what happens when you cast 12 people who are used to being the boss.
I bet.
Yeah, I mean, Nate, this, first of all, American Dream Builders is going to be a fantastic program for anybody that's really interested in home renovation. I mean, we've seen this become such a popular type of programming. It's got, channels dedicated to this. Can you walk us back a little bit, Nate, from when you first got on the Oprah Winfrey Show and she asked you to make over just a small space for her, and how that's really helped reshape your entire life and your career?
Well, it definitely has. I mean, to be honest, I'm not a particularly strategic person, but I am a hard worker. And I didn't think 13 years ago, when I did that first small space makeover on the Oprah Winfrey Show, that would lead to product lines and publishing 2 books and eventually producing and hosting this new program on NBC and everything that's happened to me in between. I just thought, I've been given a great opportunity. I need to put my best foot forward. I need to work as hard as I can, and that's how I feel about everything. It's really what has kept me sort of, I guess, in the game, because a lot of people are given opportunities, but you need to hang on to that opportunity and be smart about what decisions that you're making. And I've tried to be smart over these years, and I'm very happy with where my career has gone since that first moment walking out on Oprah's stage. You can't underestimate the power of that show and that show's legacy. but I've been really excited to be able to focus my energies on other things since then. And this new show, American Dream Builders, is really kind of the culmination of everything I've learned in the last 13 years.
Well, it's one of these programs I know that is very highly anticipated, and everybody that I've been speaking to leading up to this program has seen the promotions that NBC is running. And I want to ask you, Nate, about the show in context, to your entire career. So when you say the show is, it's kind of like an apex of this career that's been leading here. Do you think that with this program, you're going to be able to expose Americans to the types of things that really they don't get to see on a daily basis?
Absolutely. I mean, that really is the point of the show. I'll tell you, someone a long time ago decided that design on TV should be about how fast and how inexpensively you can do it. But the truth is that's not real design. Real design is about ideas, about creativity, and most importantly, it's about resources. And when you don't have the exposure, when you don't know that you want something, you can't figure out how to get it. So this show, when I invited these 12 people to compete in this competition, I promised them that I would help protect their reputations, that they would have the resources that they have working for their multi-million-dollar clients. They could use antiques, they could use vintage, they could use architectural salvage and custom upholstery and all of the things that it takes to create beautiful interiors. My hope is that for the audience watching this show week after week, they're going to see like 30 before and afters every hour of the show. So it's not just like a makeover show where you see one room and then you wait a half an hour or an hour and you see the room when it's done. This, we go through every single space in the house. And so there's tremendous eye candy. It's almost design porn.
I love it.
It's just this crazy, excess and embarrassment of riches of beauty and creativity and execution and ideas. But my hope is that for everybody watching the show, you may not want to do exactly what one of the dream builders chooses to do in a room, but you could say, oh, I really love that color combination that they used in that home, or in that foyer. Or, wow, that was a fantastic idea. On that wall, they hung a mirror and did 2 lamps with a table and a bench underneath it. I have a wall like that in my family room. I can go out now that I have a plan and figure out how I can live better in my own home.
Well, Nate, it's interesting. You and I have talked about design and how you approach it, and of course I've read your book, and you talk a lot about how you really look at the personalities of your clients, and it's not just about going to the furniture mart and buying a bunch of new fabulous fabric and putting a bunch of new items in. It's mixing in what personalities, what possessions maybe you've had in the past, and putting it together. And I think
Absolutely.
that's pretty.
Michael, I have to say, being my straight Las Vegas boyfriend, I
love
really love when you use the word fabulous.
He looks so fabulous when he says it too, though, Nate. I've got to tell you.
I think I'm happier about being a straight. I'm
Yeah.
happier about being a straight boyfriend than anything.
Yeah,
I'm sure he does. But it is true, because I've always believed that our home should tell the stories of who we are, and the way that we do that is through our things and the choices that we make in our own homes. So that's why when I'm in an interview and someone says to me, what's the trend, what's the hottest trend this spring, I think trends are designed to make people feel bad about what they didn't buy last month. I mean, if everybody is now using green and last month it was, navy, all of a sudden you think your home is outdated and you've missed the boat and you have to keep buying new things and all this stuff. The bottom line is it's not true. I mean, your home should be filled with things that have meaning to you, whether that's colors that you really like to live with, objects that you've brought back from your travels, great things that you find in all those fantastic antiques malls in Vegas and that whole district downtown where they have all those great vintage stores. I mean, this is really, design is something that a room should feel layered and assembled over time. And even though the designers on American Dream Builders have like 7 to 10 days to completely gut renovate a house, we have 400 people working behind the scenes so that when they say put a toilet there, it's there. Plumbers there, electricians there, everybody's waiting for their marching orders. But what I think is the most important thing for everybody trying to make decisions in their home is, ignore the trends, figure out what makes you happy, what really speaks to you, what your personality is like. We all know what we put on every day to wear, what we feel good about wearing. That's part of our personal style, and that should be translated in your home too.
Well, I'll tell you, Nate, you've done a fantastic job. I've seen some of your great work as well in your book, but I'm really excited about what year are you into Target now?
Well, I'm in the second year, but we have been working with Target for almost 3.5 years developing all of the products, and we have new things on the shelves every few months. So it's really fun to keep updating and changing the collections and really keep everybody who shops at Target really current. And, again, speaking about what we were just talking about with trends, my collection, I don't want somebody to go into Target and buy everything from my collection. I'd rather have them stop by when they're buying their laundry detergent and be like, wow, what a cool pillow. I can add that to what I already have. Or, I've always hated that lamp on my side table, or I need a picture frame to give to somebody as a gift. The collection is supposed to be mixed with things that you love and things that you're already living with. So it's all about finding that special piece, and for me to design that special piece that kind of will bring people's spaces up to the next level.
Well, you know what, Nate? I hate to say it. We've got to take a commercial break. Can I ask you a huge favor and stay online with us? We never do this, but if you could, we'd love a few more minutes.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Stay tuned with us here on Live in Las Vegas. We're going to take a look at traffic with Jim. We'll be back in just a few here on News Talk 720 KDWN.
And at 145 at the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, you got an incident 215 eastbound. That's west of Durango in the early stage. Las Vegas Boulevard at the 215. Westbound Martin Luther King, that's at Charleston. Also east side, Swenson at Tropicana and Montebello at Sandhill. And a reminder, Rainbow from Ann to Tropical Parkway will have lane restrictions through the rest of the year for a storm drain project. Tenaya or Jones are the best alternatives. From the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Jim Dallas on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Spring is here and the lake is calling. Stop by Dry Dock Boat Sales and check out the Yamaha Best of Show deals and be jetting down to the lake in your new Yamaha jet boat. Fast, fun, and safe, the Yamaha jet boat will get you on the water for as low as 2.99% APR with low payments. Don't miss the Yamaha Best of Show boat specials this weekend at Dry Dock Boat Sales on Boulder Highway, just south of Desert End Road. Call 702-451-2992. That's 451-2992. Or visit boatinglakemead.com. Some restrictions apply.
When it's go time, when it's time to put the pedal to the metal, NASCAR drivers and Baja 1000 drivers alike both trust the legendary performance and reliability of Goodyear tires. And now Vegas drivers can get that same performance and reliability on their own cars and trucks, because Ted Weens now carries the full line of world-class Goodyear tires. Goodyear Eagle tires, Goodyear Wrangler tires, all mounted by real ASE certified mechanics for when it's your go time, because Ted Weens really does care. The slightly obsessive ASE certified mechanics at Ted Weens are now carefully mounting Goodyear Eagle tires on deserving cars and Goodyear Wrangler tires on some lucky trucks. In fact, Ted Weens, that place you see all over town, now carries the full line of world-class Goodyear car and truck tires. So if you live in Las Vegas and you want the quality and performance Goodyear tires are famous for, well, now you know where to go find them. Ted Weens, because we really do care.
Hi, this is Michael Mack, owner of world-famous Mack's Pawn in Las Vegas. You ever wondered what those valuables are worth? Had a pawn question but didn't know who to ask? I have the solution for you. Join me and Dave Carney every Friday from 2 to 3 for Pawn Talk Live here on News Radio 720 KDWN.
Now back to Live Las Vegas with Dave Carney and Al B. Shore on News Talk 720 KDWN.
And welcome back to Live Las Vegas here on News Talk 720 KDWN. I'm Dave Carney, joined by Michael Mack here in studio. I'll be sure will be joining us here in just a few minutes. Okay, and it looks like, we just had a technical difficulty. Nate Berkus just dropped off the line. We were going to have Nate back on here. We were talking to Nate Berkus, star of NBC's new Sunday night program, American Dream Builders, which airs this Sunday night, 8 p.m. Pacific and Eastern time. And we did have a caller here. Michelle, bear with us here. We're going to see if we can get Nate back up on the line, but if we don't, we're going to have to go on. But Michael, great talking to Nate Berkus here. Obviously a big friend of yours, a big friend of the stores. I've seen him at the store a number of times shopping. Seems like a super great guy. This is going to be a fantastic show because with the high budget that you get from an NBC program, you do get to do the things like Nate says that you wouldn't be able to do on the DIY network, on HGTV. You get to do the big stuff, all the bells, all the whistles. It's going to be a blast.
Well, I'll tell you what, I have a lot of celebrity friends that come by, and this is one celebrity friend, I have to say, that is the most humble and down-to-earth guy in the whole wide world. And I love how he jokingly says I'm his straight
boyfriend.
Well, I'll take it. As long as he doesn't call me his gay boyfriend, I'm happy. But I'll be a straight boyfriend.
Yeah, your fiance might have something to say
Pat
about
will be
that.
happy about that. But Nate is so down to earth, and he's so intelligent. He came by in my store, and he saw these silver goblets that were, had some real intrinsic value, and he told me where to send them, and now we have this relationship with the silversmith in Chicago. But Nate is the real deal, and I wish him well in his new show.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic show. For more information on Nate, visit his website, nateberkus.com, nateberkus.com. He's got 2 books, both of them New York Times bestsellers. But right now, it is time to look at Entertainment Uncovered.
Be a lady tonight.
You've worked all week. Now it's time to hit the town. We'll tell you where in this edition of Entertainment Uncovered.
All right, here we are, Entertainment Uncovered. Dave Carney, Michael Mack, and Al B. Sure calling us from where in the world are you today, Al B? You're like Waldo. Where can we find you today?
I'm somewhere under the rainbow.
Oh my goodness! I can hear it in your voice. You're like in a Caribbean hideaway with luscious babes dripping oils and giving you grapes. I'm jealous. What can I say?
Don't I wish? Well, actually, yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like 1988.
Right. That was a great year, man. Awesome wines out of that year, and really kick butt Michael Jordan shoes too. So,
I tell you, let me tell you something. It's been an amazing journey. Obviously, I would love to be right there in the studio with you guys. Been doing some traveling in addition to working with an artist, an amazing artist that's of Hawaiian heritage, Paula Fuga. She tours with Jack Johnson.
Wow.
She's amazing. This woman is just, she plays the ukulele, the rock guitar. I mean, she plays a little bit of everything. I think I'm going to have to get her one of those special guitars that I see Michael has at Max Pawn and ship her one to Maui so she can rock out with Jack Johnson, man.
Wow.
What an amazing vocalist. And she's a Grammy Award-winning artist as well from this region.
So, Al, are you producing album? Are you writing songs? I mean, what are you guys doing together?
This is more of a collaboration at this point and trying to figure out creatively, where to go because she's such an amazing talent. Obviously, she has a Grammy to prove it. Her story is so interesting because she was, homeless as a child. She was living on the beach at 4 years old, and, then she was living in a car and then all of a sudden, you find yourself somewhere and a guy like Jack Johnson comes into a restaurant and hears you strumming a ukulele, and then all of a sudden you're on tour in New Zealand and Australia. It's pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing story.
Yeah, did she get to bring shoes? Because I know Jack is like, no shoes on board.
Nobody in Hawaii wears shoes.
That's awesome. Hey, it's too hot for shoes. Well, Al, let's ask you here. I mean, obviously, with you being over in Hawaii, you're not, getting the mainland feel here of the March Madness in the States. But I mean, you're a big sports guy. What do you know about the good places to see some NCAA action here in Vegas?
Wow, you know what? There's a place called the Sports Book at Caesar's Palace that's pretty amazing. I mean, these screens are massive, and I'll go into the technical version of the pixel resolution is quite amazing. You really feel like you're at the game. I mean, it's seeing it up close and personal, and actually being in the Las Vegas. I call it the aura, the Las Vegas aura that it has to give, where the people around, are really into the game, and you're really having a great time. There's a few great drinks, of course, there, and some great food, and it's just a place to really get it in and really get a part of this March Madness that's become worldwide. I mean, it's even here. It's on on the networks. Prominently, and is being advertised, everywhere around the globe. So this is really an exciting time and great business for Las Vegas as well.
Let me ask you, Al, how's your bracket doing?
Oh, boy.
Everyone's bracket's been busted up. With Duke happening this morning, but I'll tell you what, my favorite place in town is Emerald Lagasse.
Yeah, you like Lagasse Stadium?
That place is awesome.
Well, Al, you being kind of, obviously a musician of high note here, have got to have stepped foot into the LVH, what used to be the Las Vegas Hilton. Have you ever seen any March Madness games there?
You know what? Let me tell you something. Emeril Lagasse, a very dear friend from New York, had an opportunity to visit his show when he was doing the talk show, and he had a little tiny studio on the side of the street there, on the east side, upper east side of New York, and he has really come a long way. Of course, my mom was even more thrilled when he signed one of his books, and so she keeps it there on her mantle, and because it's a special place.
Right next to the junior high photo of Albie Sure, of course.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, the 145-pound version with the shoulder pads on.
Wow. What position did you play at that year, Al? Were you a cornerback then? What were you doing then?
I was the aspiring quarterback.
Oh, the aspiring quarterback.
Yeah,
wow.
A little Russell Wilson action going on.
There you go. You're a lot taller than Russell Wilson. Yeah, I was going to say Russell Wilson's like my size, dude. You're more like Andrew Luck. So basically what I'm hearing from you too, buddy, it sounds like Hawaii gets the March Madness fever just like we would, here on the States. But what are some really cool things, Al, now that you're, obviously not on the mainland, what are some really cool things that you're looking to do in, nighttime? What are some good nightlife events over there in Hawaii?
Well, you know what? They have a little bit of everything. I mean, just like as in Las Vegas, it seems as though it's a mirror image in terms of the dining experience. I mean, there are different, the andaz. They have different, some different, really different, they're into the, I guess, the very healthy kind of non-allergenic, and it's always been very much of a clean eating, and there's certain farms here that you can grow from, that they grow. It's just an amazing experience in terms of just going to each of the places. They have a Spagos here. They have a Marimoto sushi. They have a little bit of everything, and it's something that obviously, Michael, you and myself, love to do the excursion with the restaurants there in Las Vegas. But they have a plethora and a great choice, an abundance of choices here as well. So it's really nice.
I'm a little hurt you didn't invite me to the excursion out in Hawaii.
Hey, this is a business studio thing, and I know you had to hold down the fort because you had all those sexy handbags at Max Con. So.
Well, Al, it sounds fantastic. A collaboration with an artist like this. And, let me ask you here, because obviously we've talked about it so much here on the show, and we've talked about it offline. Being in the business as long as you have been, it really is still so flattering, I know, to continue to get asked to do these things, to interact with today's artists. Now, do you feel that, maybe because of social media, maybe because of all the touring, that the Albie Sure brand is starting to get kind of like a new shine to it again? You know what?
Very, very interesting point, Dave. Social media has now done what we call level the playing field in terms of, when we were coming up, from the 80s and 90s, and the record labels represented that big motion wheel that you couldn't compete with, so you had to have it. And now it's really all about your own personal drive and what the kids call your grind. It's really about how you get out there and you market yourself and you do what you have to do. Now, gratefully, I have close to a 30-year catalog and history of music that has, been around the world and been sampled and mentioned by everyone from Snoop Dogg to Eminem to Kanye West to, a lot of the younger hip-hop cats. I'm loving the fact that Snoop Dogg is sampling, my music.
Yeah.
It's an amazing, and obviously he's in 175 countries. So again, the music, reinvents itself, and it's like the proven music is just reinventing itself and just introducing itself to a new generation. So it's a very humbling experience, Dave. I tell you, it really is.
Well, you got a heck of a head start on just about everybody, I'll be sure. That's for sure. Now, we want you to get back over here, come back to the 9th Island. That's what we call Las Vegas. We're going to have to step aside, though, take another look at traffic, Al. Then we've got to get hot and heavy for Pawn Talk Live. Thanks so much for joining us in Entertainment Uncovered. We'll see you guys here next Friday, 1 o'clock on Live Las Vegas.
Las Vegas aren't new. What is new, however, is luxury meeting value. At the world-famous Max Pawn, we specialize in marrying the two. With some of the finest selections of watches, designer handbags, sunglasses, and more, the luxury never stops. Every day, new items are added in-store and online. From Gucci and Chanel to Hermes and Louis Vuitton, Max Pawn delivers all the top luxury brands at a fraction of the price. Visit us online at maxpawnlv.com or browse our showroom in Las Vegas. The world-famous Max Pawn, where luxury meets value.
What makes professional traders and investors around the world successful? They are savvy, they do their homework, they look for the best deal, and they find it at Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers' platform and services are designed to minimize costs to help maximize returns. Interactive Brokers, stocks, options, futures, forex, bonds, worldwide from one account. See interactivebrokers.com for more information. interactivebrokers.com.
News Talk 720 KDWN. World, national, and the best local news coverage. Online anytime. KDWN.